In the quiet streets of Charlotte, North Carolina, tragedy struck on a fateful day. 4 brave law enforcement officers lost their lives while serving a warrant, and another 4 were wounded. This tragic incident underscores the inherent dangers in these types of operations, regardless of the experience, equipment, and training that officers may have. On that ill-fated afternoon, a U.S. Marshal's task force arrived on a residential neighborhood. Their aim was to catch Terry Clark Hughes Jr., a guy with a criminal record wanted for possession of a firearm by an ex-felon. As officers approached, the suspect armed with an AR-15 semi-automatic rifle opened fire. Officers fought back, but they were at a disadvantage.
Shots were ringing left and right. It was at least 100 gunshots.
Yeah.
Sam Poche and William Elliott, both veterans of the North Carolina Department of Adult Corrections, stood side by side with their fellow officers. Joshuah Eyer, a Charlotte-Mecklenburg police officer and father of a 3-year-old, had recently been honored as Officer of the Month. And Deputy U.S. Marshal Thomas Weeks, a silent guardian, gave his life in service, leaving behind a wife and 4 children. An emotional press conference was held, where officials were clearly grieving and remembering the officers' heroic acts in the line of duty.
The last few days it's just been very tough. And knowing that you have families that are hurting right now. We'll get through it though.
These fallen officers were heroes, dedicated to keeping our community safe. They paid the ultimate price.
Today we lost some heroes that are out to just simply trying to keep our community safe. But yet we have a lot of great men and women across this entire country that do it every single day to make sure that you're safe in your communities.
A woman and a 17-year-old were found inside the house and taken to the police station for questioning.
So after a long standoff, we were able to clear this residence and confirm that there were 2 additional people inside. They were both brought to the police station as persons of interest, and we're trying to determine now what exactly occurred inside of the residence.
The bravery and heroism of the officers were evident as they demonstrated the utmost dedication to their duty.
Charlotte isn't going to be the last place that this happens, but Charlotte will be the place that will heal with dignity and respect for everyone.
The response to this incident has been a mix of shock, frustration, and criticism. Many of the people expressed disbelief at how such a tragic outcome could occur. One of the most common sentiments was concern over the apparent lack of preparation and strategy by law enforcement. Many of them believe that the situation could have been handled in a safer manner. There is a strong sense of dissatisfaction with the tactics used, and many are questioning why the suspect wasn't apprehended in a more controlled environment.
We know some answers, but we still have many that we have to clear up and many that we have to continue to work on until we can really lock down what happened, who was involved, and move on from there.
This incident has also sparked broader concerns about the state of law enforcement and societal issues. It's a sobering reminder of the risks that officers face and the importance of effective planning and execution in high-stakes situations. This is a devastating situation, affecting not only the families of the officers, but also the local community. Let's take a moment to remember the officers who lost their lives: 1 federal Deputy U.S. Marshal, 1 local police officer, and 2 North Carolina correction officers, Sam Poche and Alden Elliott. Their families are in shock, struggling to comprehend how such a tragedy could occur.
To the 4 families who gave that ultimate sacrifice, I want you to know we see you. We support you, not just today, but in the many days that are coming. Officer Eyer, his wife Ashley, his darling son Andrew, prayers as we go through this difficult time. But we as a community have to remember that at some point, we have to give this back to those families, and I hope that we will all support